The icy December wind roared fiercely through the streets of San Francisco, slicing right through Tom Wilson's tattered jacket as if it offered no protection at all. At 73 years old, he had been surviving on these streets for 5 long years, ever since the crushing weight of his wife's cancer treatment bills had stripped away everything they once had. Tom sat huddled in his usual spot near the towering Tesla headquarters, his weathered, trembling hands clutching a worn cardboard sign that read, "Veteran, any help appreciated." Day after day, the sharply dressed tech workers hurried past him, their eyes fixed on their glowing phone screens, barely sparing him a glance. Tom didn't resent them. He'd come to accept that being unseen was part of life on the streets. That morning felt just like any other. Tom had finished carefully organizing the few precious belongings in his cart when he noticed a sudden stir nearby. A sleek, black luxury car had sputtered to a stop, smoke curling up from under its hood. The driver, clearly frustrated and frazzled, climbed out, and Tom blinked in disbelief. Even from his place on the streets, he recognized the face, Elon Musk, unmistakable from the endless news coverage. Tom watched as Musk paced around the disabled vehicle, phone in hand, muttering under his breath. No signal, not today of all days. He raked his fingers through his hair, clearly agitated. Despite his own hardships, Tom felt a pang of sympathy. He slowly pushed himself upright, his aching joints protesting every movement, and shuffled closer. "Excuse me, sir," he said gently, voice hoarse from the cold. "I couldn't help but notice you're having some car trouble. I used to be a mechanic in the army. Maybe I could take a look?" Elon Musk looked up, startled. For a heartbeat, Tom saw the familiar flicker of hesitation he had come to expect from people when approached by someone homeless. But then, as if sensing Tom's sincerity, Musk nodded. "Actually, yes, that would be very helpful. I have an important meeting, and my phone's not getting any signal here." Setting his cart aside, Tom leaned under the hood, the familiar scent of oil and warm metal triggering distant memories of his younger days as a mechanic during the Vietnam War. Though his gnarled fingers stiffened from years of arthritis, they hadn't forgotten their craft. After a moment of careful inspection, he nodded. "You've got a leak in your cooling system," he explained, pointing out the damage. "I can patch it up for now, just enough to get you to your meeting. Won't last forever, but it'll hold for a while." Tom set to work using whatever he could from his cart, a piece of rubber he'd been saving, and even some of his own drinking water. For nearly 20 minutes, he worked meticulously, hands trembling slightly, but mind as sharp as ever. Finally, he straightened, wiping his hands on his jacket. "Try it now," he called out. The engine roared back to life, purring smoothly. Elon Musk's eyebrows lifted, clearly impressed. "That's amazing," he said, checking his watch. "You just saved me from missing a critical meeting. How much do I owe you?" Tom shook his head with a humble smile. "Nothing, sir. Just happy to help. My daddy always said, helping others is its own reward." Elon Musk studied Tom for a moment, taking in his worn clothes and the shopping cart containing his worldly possessions. "At least let me give you something for your trouble," he insisted, reaching for his wallet. "Really, it's fine," Tom said, starting to shuffle back to his spot. "Just glad I could be useful again." "Wait," Elon Musk called out. "What's your name?" "Tom Wilson, sir." "Well, Tom Wilson, I don't believe in coincidences. Would you tell me your story?" For the next few minutes, Tom shared his tale, his service in Vietnam, his 30 years as a mechanic, his wife Martha's battle with cancer, and how the medical bills had taken everything. He spoke without self-pity, just stating facts in his quiet way. "These things happen," Tom concluded with a small shrug. "Can't change the past." Elon Musk was silent for a moment, then pulled out his business card. "Tom, I'm going to be late for my meeting, but I want you to go to this address tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Ask for Sarah in HR. Will you do that for me?" Tom took the card carefully. "I don't want charity, sir." "It's not charity. It's an opportunity, one you've earned through your skills and character. Will you come?" Tom nodded slowly. "Yes, sir. I will." That night, Tom could hardly sleep in his usual doorway. He kept touching the business card to make sure it was real. When dawn broke, He used the last of his saved quarters at a public bathroom to clean up as best he could and put on his least worn clothes. At exactly 9 a.m., Tom stood at the Tesla headquarters reception desk, feeling out of place among the gleaming surfaces and well-dressed employees. To his surprise, he was immediately escorted to an office, where a kind-faced woman introduced herself as Sarah. "Mr. Wilson, we've been expecting you," she smiled. "Mr. Elon Musk spoke to me about you yesterday. We have a proposition for you." What followed seemed like a dream. They offered Tom a position as a senior maintenance advisor for Tesla's classic vehicle division. His decades of mechanical experience would be valuable in helping them understand how to make their electric vehicles more repair-friendly for the average mechanic. "We'll provide temporary housing while you get back on your feet," Sarah explained, "and your medical benefits would start immediately." Tom's hands trembled as he gripped the arms of his chair. "Ma'am, I'm 73 years old. Most folks think I'm too old to work." Sarah smiled gently. "Mr. Elon Musk believes that wisdom and experience have no expiration date. He was impressed not just by your skills, but by your integrity. You helped him without expecting anything in return. That's the kind of person we want on our team." Tears welled up in Tom's eyes. "My Martha always said everything happens for a reason. I didn't believe her when I lost everything, but maybe she was right." That afternoon, Tom was shown to a small but clean studio apartment near the office. As he set his shopping cart, now containing everything he owned, in the corner of his new home, he noticed an envelope on the table. Inside was a note from Elon Musk. "Tom, your kindness and skill helped me yesterday when you had every reason to turn your back on the world. Consider this a small repayment." Below was a check that would cover all of Martha's outstanding medical bills. Tom sank to his knees, overwhelmed. For the first time in 5 years, he allowed himself to cry, not from sadness, but from gratitude and hope. The next morning, Tom Wilson walked into Tesla headquarters wearing a clean, new uniform, ready to start his first day of work. As he passed the spot where he used to sit with his cardboard sign, he said a quiet thank you to Martha. She had always told him that kindness would find its way back to you, even in the darkest times. And there, in the early morning light of a new day, Tom Wilson, formerly homeless but never without his dignity or compassion, began the next chapter of his life, proving that it's never too late for a second chance when you keep your heart open to helping others. As weeks passed, Tom's experience proved invaluable to Tesla. His practical knowledge helped the company make their vehicles more accessible to traditional mechanics, bridging the gap between old and new automotive technologies. His humble approach and willingness to share his knowledge made him popular among both the engineering team and the maintenance staff. More importantly, Tom became known for his habit of keeping granola bars in his pocket to share with any homeless person he saw on his way to work. "Everyone deserves kindness," he'd say with a gentle smile. "Sometimes that's all it takes to change a life. I should know." Word of Tom's story spread through the company, inspiring others. Soon, Tesla employees began volunteering at local homeless shelters, and the company started a program to train and hire veterans and elderly workers who had fallen on hard times. When asked about his remarkable change in fortune, Tom would just shake his head modestly. "The real blessing wasn't getting the job or the money," he'd say. "It was being reminded that I still had something to offer the world." Sometimes we all need someone to believe in us, even for just a moment, to help us believe in ourselves again. And every year, on the anniversary of that fateful morning when he fixed a broken-down car, Tom would return to his old spot near Tesla headquarters. But this time, instead of asking for help, he would spend the day offering it to others who were struggling, proving that the cycle of kindness never truly ends. It just takes on new forms. His story became a testament to the power of compassion, the value of experience, and the truth that it's never too late for life to surprise you with its capacity for change. Tom Wilson, the homeless veteran who helped without hesitation, had become a living reminder that sometimes the greatest acts of kindness come from those who have the least to give, but the biggest hearts to share.